I know what you're thinking, punk. You're thinking, did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Now, to tell you the truth, I've forgotten in all this excitement. But this being an Xshot Performance Spinshot, the most powerful dart blaster in the world, and would blow your head clean off, you've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? Could this be the next Dart Zone Outlaw? Let's find out. What is up, foam flingers? Adam here from Life in Foam Flinging, and welcome back to the Very Messy Workbench. And today I'm going to be reviewing the all-new Zuru Xshot Performance Spinshot. That's right, I got one finally. And this is a Spinshot, or at least that's what it said on the packaging from Target. Spinshot, brake barrel, Spinshot. I don't know. Depends where you buy it, I guess, but mine is the Spinshot. So today I'm going to be reviewing this Spinshot. I'm going to tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, go over its features. We're going to go to the range, put it over the chronograph, see what kind of performance it's getting, and then I'll tell you my final thoughts on it. So let's get into it. In the box, you get the blaster itself here, and then you get 20, that's right, 20 of the Xshot darts here, the pink flavored darts, the air pocket technology darts. Pretty cool. One of my favorite flavors of darts, this hot pink. They're super easy to find, and I just like pink. So you get 20 of those, so you get 3 reloads plus 2 darts, so that's kind of cool. And then of course you have the blaster itself. This is a pistol style blaster. It is a revolver. It takes 6 short dart rounds, 6 short darts, and is a pretty cool blaster, a pretty cool offering from Xshot and Zuru Toys. Let's go over the features of this blaster starting at the front. This does have an integrated B-car in it. It is a non-removable B-car unless you take the whole blaster apart and want to put like a barrel kit on it, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But this is a B-car. So pretty cool, boosts your accuracy and performance. Nice to see a bearing scar with the blaster, or integrated into the blaster, much like all their other blasters that come with B-cars. Definitely helps in the accuracy area. Up at the top you do have one Picatinny rail, and the bottom you have a Picatinny rail as well. This does come with a front iron sight here to go along with the rear iron sights. Nice touch, I really like that. I wish they would have made it a different color rather than the gray, just so you could see the front post easier, but you know, that's only my opinion. Moving back to the middle, you have a pink translucent cylinder that holds 6 short darts. On the rear, you have a hammer. This hammer is a functioning hammer, but not what you think it's for. This hammer actually breaks the blaster open to reload the cylinder or to swap out the cylinders. These are quick swappable cylinders. You can have multiple cylinders and just swap them out quickly, or you can reload this cylinder from the rear. This is a rear loading cylinder, so that's pretty cool. Moving on, you do have a safe fire. The handle on this blaster, the ergonomics are absolutely incredible. One of the best feeling grips on a foam blaster that I've ever felt. It's just, oh, it's just very, very nice, very, very pointable, and ultra spinnable. Now, I am not a pro spinner by any means, but you can spin this blaster, so that's really cool. And then rounding off this blaster and making this a unique blaster, and what's unique about this is it does have a T-handle style prime in the grip of the blaster. The plunger tube is in the grip, and it's much like a jolt. To prime the blaster, you pull it down, the cylinder does rotate on the prime, and then to fire, you just pull the trigger and it fires. Don't dry fire blasters. I just did that for purposes of the video. But anyway, that is what makes this a unique blaster, and this is why I call this blaster a primary class pistol. I do not call this blaster a sidearm. To me, a sidearm is something that you can carry on your side. When your primary blaster goes down, you can take it out with one hand and wield the blaster. This, unfortunately, you cannot wield this one-handed because you have to use your offhand to prime the blaster. That's why I call this a primary class pistol or primary class sidearm and not a true sidearm. Opinions may vary, but that's just my opinion. This is a primary class pistol blaster. The trigger feels great in the hands, and I think that's about it for the function and feature richness of the blaster. It does have the skins aesthetic from the Pro Series line of skins. It has the teal, the pink, and the white, which is really cool. I really dig this color scheme, especially because of the pink. I'm a big fan of pink, and I just really dig the styling of this blaster. So I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and load this thing up, and we'll take it to the range, see what kind of performance it's getting, and then I will come back with my final thoughts. To load this blaster, like I said before, you push the hammer down, it opens up. I do like that it's like a gravity drop, and then you can load the darts into the cylinder from the rear. Very nice touch from Xshot. I like that it is rear loading and that you do not have to take the cylinder out to reload it. All loaded up, and we'll head out to the range. One thing I did notice about this blaster, it's not a big deal. It would have been kind of a nice touch, but it does not have any slots on the side of the blaster to load the cylinder. They really want you to break it open and load the cylinder, or swap out the cylinder that way. They do not want you loading the cylinder from the outside of the blaster. They do not want you really front loading the cylinder. So just one thing to be aware of. And I did find this blaster on Target.com. That's where it's been released in the United States first. It is $14.99 plus tax plus shipping. They do not have this in stores yet. I don't know if Target will be carrying it in the store. That is one downfall of this blaster as of right now. Target is only selling it exclusively online, and for that $15 price point, if you don't have enough for their free shipping, which is $35, I believe, you're going to pay shipping on top of the blaster. And I think shipped to my door, it was around 24 United States dollars. So kind of expensive. I was kind of disappointed to see Target going that route. I'm sure eventually they will put it on the shelves, but as of right now, you can only get it on Target.com. I do know some fellow foam flingers that have also found this blaster at their local Meijer. Meijer is a big distributor of Xshot and Zuru toys, and they will also be carrying this. You just have to find it at your local Meijer. My local Meijer in town does not have it in stock yet. I'm hoping they do, so I can actually purchase another one to have a stock one and a modified one. Just wanted to give you some background on where you can find this blaster and how much it costs. So you can find this online at Target.com for 15 United States dollars, $14.99, or at your local Meijers when they get them in stock, if they have them in stock. As of right now, making this video, Target is out of stock. With the first batch that came in stock, they sold out within minutes. I heard that they got a second batch. They sold out of that one. So you might have to wait a while to get your hands on this, but just keep checking Target online, Target.com. I'm sure they'll be back in stock soon. I will leave the link to this in the description below so you can go check it out. And let's head to the range. Okay, so we're out here on our range. We've got the chronograph on, we've got the dart catcher set up, we've got the Xshot Spinshot loaded up with 6 of the Xshot darts, and let's see what kind of performance this is getting. .108.2, 105.6, 97.4, 101.7, 108.5, and the last shot, 102. I don't know. Little lackluster performance out of this blaster that's supposed to be getting around 120 FPS. Interesting. All right, foam flingers, so we're back from the range, and I'm on the fence about this blaster now. It does claim ranges on the box of 120 feet. That roughly equates to 120 feet per second. But it was a little underwhelming. I had one dart that kind of just pooped out of the cylinder, and then I had the rest of the darts under 120 feet per second. They were in the low hundreds to, I think the highest was 117, 118. I would have thought that it would have been a little bit more consistent and a little bit better at hitting that 120 feet per second. So I'm hoping with upgrades, maybe a spring upgrade, maybe a barrel upgrade, or maybe even 3D printed cylinder that can boost the performance of this. I know Wacom and Tag, that old Nerf guy, have got this blaster up to about 300 feet per second. That's really cool. I think that's this style of blaster, the niche where this blaster is going to fit, and people that like to mod and make performance mods to their blaster. I can tell you already that JC Works on printables has files for a 3D printed cylinder. I went ahead and I printed one out. It prints very nicely, very cleanly. He also put a nice touch on Roman numerals on the side, so it tells you tells you the number of each cylinder, 1, 2, 3, 1 through 6 in Roman numerals. I think that's pretty cool. It does fit in here pretty nice. It is a little tight, but I think overall, once you wear it in, it'll be just fine. Loads exactly like the stock cylinder. He has a couple files out, some with tighter barrels, some with not so tight barrels, so the performance is going to vary a little bit as it being 3D printed, and everybody's printer settings are different. Some of these darts fit in here very tight, some of them are a little loose, but overall it does perform just like the stock cylinder does. And I'll show you a couple shots. There's 3 shots out of it, and you can hot swap it, or you can load it just like the stock cylinder. So that's really cool. I know this is JC Works design. I also know that Joe over at Xfox Games has a cylinder design up on his Etsy along with a barrel kit. It's a new front end that you can put a standard barrel into, or an aluminum barrel, or whatever barrel you want. I believe the kit comes with like a 5-inch barrel and the front end. Like I said before, this does come with your B car, but if you don't like the B car on there, you can take this blaster apart. The B car will come out of here, and then you just put a new front end with a collar system on it for the barrel. You can go check out his Etsy links. I'll put them in the description if you're interested in the 3D printed cylinders. I will put JC Works printables in the description so you can check out this cylinder. I'll put Xfox Games links in there so you can check out his products, and I can't wait to see what other modders come up with, what other products come out for this. Overall, I think this is a cool blaster for $15. I do think it's worth a pickup. It fits that niche where if you want to run a primary class pistol, you can run one. This has a T-pole. It definitely has the modding potential to get this blaster up to 300 feet per second, and that's kind of insane if you ask me. I maybe have one pistol in my whole arsenal, which is the Dan pistol up here somewhere on my back wall, that even hits close to that. I think mine hits like 220 or something, but that's probably the hardest hitting pistol that I own. I look forward to kind of modding one and see what I can get it up to, and I think that's where this blaster is going to shine, and where people are really going to like it is in the modding community and seeing how hard they can get this blaster to hit. Overall, like I said, I would not recommend it for like a sidearm, because you have to use 2 hands. That's the only reason I wouldn't recommend it as a sidearm, but if you want to use it as a primary class sidearm, as a primary class pistol, I definitely recommend it. I definitely really dig the brake barrel system. Works really nice. I like the rear loading of the cylinders. I like the hot swappability of the cylinders. That way you can have multiple cylinders on you. You can just hot swap them, or you can reload it on the fly from a dump pouch. Works really well. The ergonomics on this blaster are absolutely awesome. I really dig that. And for the price, I think Xshot did a really good job. The plastic quality, it does feel like Xshot quality plastic. You do have a few creaks and everything in here, but it's not terrible. It's not low Xshot, it's not high quality Xshot like the piston pump, but it's kind of right in the middle. It's kind of like Fury X style plastic. It's hefty enough to where you're not going to just squeeze it and break it, or if you drop it, it's not going to break, but it's not as durable as, say, like a Worker Seagull, something like that. So anyway, I think that's about it. If you want to go pick one up, like I said, I'll leave the link to the Target.com link in the description below. You can go check that out. And that's been my review on the Xshot Performance Spinshot, or brake barrel, or barrel brake, or whatever they're going to call it, whatever they're going to put on the packaging. It's the same blaster. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. This has been Adam from Life in Foam Flinging signing off, saying be super nice to one another, guys. Keep on foam flinging, and I'll be praying for you. Thanks for watching.